To work out what fraction of this shape is shaded, first of all, we count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7 of them are shaded. So it's 7 out of 10, which we write like this, 7/10. Here are some for you to try. Press pause and have a go at them. When you're ready for the answers, press play. In this one, there are 10 squares altogether, and 5 of them have been shaded. So we write 5/10. We could also write this as a half, because half of the squares are shaded. Here, there are 15 squares, and 7 of them have been shaded. There are 20 squares here, and 12 of them have been shaded. So we can write this one as 12 over 20. There is another way of looking at it though, and that is that there's 5 strips of squares, and 3 of them have been shaded. So we could write this as 3/5. These are called equivalent fractions. In this one, there are 18 squares altogether, and 12 of them have been shaded. So we can write 12 over 18. We could also look at this one as having 3 strips of squares, and 2 of them have been shaded. So it could also be 2/3. Again, these are equivalent fractions. To shade in 3/4 of shape A, I first need to split it into 4 equal parts. Then I need to shade 3 of these equal parts. And this is my answer. To shade 2/5 of shape B, I need to split it into 5 equal parts. I now need to shade in 2 of these equal parts. This is my answer. Now it's your turn. Press pause and have a go. When you're ready for the answers, press play. Here are the answers. This is another typical exam question. I want to shade in 20% of this shape. To start with, I'm going to count the squares. There are 20 of them. I'm going to find 10% of 20. To do this, I divide by 10, so the answer is 2. Now to get 20% of 20, I multiply 10% by 2, so it's 4. So I need to shade in 4 of these squares. Some people will do this by knowing that 20% is 1/5. Then split this up into 5 equal parts and shade in 1 of them. For part B, we're asked what percentage is not shaded. Remember, the whole thing is 100%, and we've shaded in 20%. So the part that isn't shaded must be 80%. Here are some for you to try. Press pause and have a go at them. When you're ready for the answers, press play. Here are the answers. You need to have shaded in 9 squares of shape A, but it can be any 9 squares. It doesn't have to be the same ones that I've shaded. In the same way, on shape B, you need to shade in any 10 squares. My working for this question was like this. There are 25 squares here in total. 10% is 2.5. 20% will be 2 times this, which is 5. 40% will be 2 times this, which is 10. So I've shaded in 10 squares. This is a very common exam question, and to do it, we're going to use the technique that we've just looked at. I'm going to shade in 3/5 of this grid. So 3/5 is 9 squares. I'm going to shade in 2/3 of this grid. So 2/3 is 10 squares. So the largest fraction is 2/3. The question says that I need to give reasons. This is to stop me guessing. Because I've shown all the working out here and the shading, this counts as the reasons. Here's one for you. Press pause and have a go at it. When you're ready for the answers, press play. Here's the answer.